Hello and welcome back to the Spookins channel, a place for us to speak about all things horror. My name is Sam.
I'm Sarah.
We are back with another monthly roundup for you today. So we're going to look back over everything we watched in July of 2025, tell you what we thought, give a little brief synopsis, very, very brief though. This is mainly small form reviews.
The first thing we watched in July 2025 was one of the big releases for the month. It was Megan 2.0, or Mathregan 2.0 as she is affectionately called. Set 2 years after the first film, Megan 2.0 picks back up with Gemma and Katie and a new AI threat named Amelia, who is made from Megan's original programming. Reluctantly, Gemma must work with Megan to keep Katie and the world safe. Now, this film shouldn't really be on this channel because it's not a horror film.
Absolutely not a horror film, no.
This is an action comedy, which I wasn't expecting. I knew nothing really about this film going in. Obviously, I've seen the trailer, but that's it. I thought it was just going to be a slightly campier horror film, but it's not horror at all.
No, literally beyond doing our trailer reaction. Thank you if you watched that. We didn't really look at anything. We kind of just went into this and we had heard rumors, or at least I had heard the rumors that this was a genre shift. But even when you hear things like that, you don't expect it to this degree.
I hadn't heard that, so I had no idea.
Okay, see, I had heard that this is like more leaning action comedy, but I had heard that it was leaning that way, not that it was that. There is very little horror, if any, in this movie, and it's so disappointing.
It's really
such a shame
disappointing.
that they have taken Megan from us, because she could have been one of the greatest things in the
Yeah.
modern era of horror, and we've lost
And we've
her.
lost her. The
She's
thing is,
gone.
as well, it's an action comedy and it's not a particularly good action comedy. It's not really that fun.
No.
It's not really funny. It's quite boring, especially in the middle.
Yeah, there's a really long, really slow portion of this movie that I kind of just wanted to switch off.
Yeah, I think my brain did. I was thinking about so many other things while I was watching this film. I just thought it was kind of trying to be like Austin Powers.
Yeah, this was real, like, homage to Austin Powers. There are a couple of jokes in here ripped directly from Austin Powers and its sequels, and I love Austin Powers. It didn't work here.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you love Austin Powers, and I think that's maybe especially why it didn't work for you, because it was kind of like a soulless copy
Yeah.
of Austin Powers. It was like if you made an AI, like ChatGPT, write an Austin Powers script, that's what it would come up with. It just really didn't work for me. I just thought it was really boring. I thought Megan, the actual character, was really boring in it. The lady that plays Gemma always has such a deadpan face, and I find her quite boring. Violet McGraw, who I think plays Katie, is good.
Yeah, she's good.
She's decent. She's
She's
always
good.
good. I like her as an actress. She's funny in it.
Yeah. I think this movie showed signs that if it would have stayed a little bit more true, it could have been good. Like I liked some bits with Amelia. I thought there were some cool, like a couple of scenes here and there that were quite cool. Most of it we got in the trailers, just like her skydiving.
Yeah.
And like there's a couple of fight sequences that, obviously this is an action film, so a couple of like reasonable fight sequences. But yeah, just nothing to really.
No, nothing to sink your teeth into, because there's so much going on in this film and it doesn't do any of it particularly well. There's so much plot, but also no plot at the same time. It's really confusing. There's so many characters.
Yeah.
They bring back the side characters from the first film who weren't that good in the first film, but they brought them back as main characters. And then there's about 1,000 side characters, and it's just a lot to contend with, but also no real meat to it at all either.
Literally, yeah, like the only word I would use to describe this film is just that it was a shame. Like,
Yeah.
and it's all I can say for it is that. And that is just super disappointing. I gave this movie a 5 out of 10, which is probably a higher rating than this sounds like I gave it.
I gave it a 5 out of 10 as well, which I think we do our ratings at the time because of this. Because the more I reflect and think back on Megan, the more the negative thoughts about the film manifest. And I can't really remember anything I enjoyed about it. But in the moment, there must have been something because I gave it a 5. And I don't alter my scores. We do them on the night or the day after, and we don't alter them unless there is something. For instance, I gave something a 10 out of 10 last year. I saw something else that I was like, oh no, that's actually a 10 out of 10. And I moved it down. I think once we saw Late Night with the Devil, I moved whatever was in 10 down.
Yeah, so there's a movie coming up later in this video that adjusted my ratings quite dramatically, where I had to move everything because it just didn't fit anywhere that I put it. But other than like circumstances like that, I really try as well to kind of leave it with how I felt in the moment, because I think that's the best vision that you can give yourself of how much you did actually enjoy a movie. And yeah, this got a 5. Bang average.
Yeah, absolutely bang average.
Next up is the only TV show in our list. This is Squid Game Season 3, or Squid Game 3. Picking up immediately after the conclusion of Season 2, Season 3 of Squid Game continues the games with surviving characters. Meanwhile, we continue to follow Junho's extensive search for the island and welcome back the VIPs. There are plenty of betrayals, surprises, and difficult decisions in store for our characters in this final season, even if none of them land.
So I guess you didn't like it then.
No, no, I was not a fan of this at all. I didn't particularly like season 2.
That's fair, neither
Thought
did
that
I.
was pretty poor. I would suggest this one was worse.
I think so.
You get loads of side characters here. This is my main issue with this. It says loads of side characters brought in, a few of whom have so much potential, but you spend so much time on Gi-hun and his already finished quest. Like, he did not need to come back for this series. So all of his stuff feels wasted and pointless. And the time that he gets in this series takes away from all these new characters that could have been good, but don't get enough time to become good.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Gi-hun is only in this season because at the end of the last season, he's still in the game. And they wrote themselves into a bit of a corner with his character. So he has very little to do, spends half the season handcuffed to the bed, saying absolutely nothing whilst other characters try to speak to him.
Somehow still stealing screen time.
Yeah, because they just focus on it for so long. Him sitting there stoically deciding, is it my fault? Is it not my fault? Maybe it is my fault that all these people died. Actually, no, it's not. And it's boring. It's boring. There was, like you say, so many good side characters, so many bad side characters
some
as well.
god awful side characters in this who I absolutely could have done with getting rid of 10.5 episodes before they were introduced.
Yeah. So I think if they had cut down on the bad side characters, like the
Psychic lady.
the psychic woman, she added absolutely nothing to the show.
The older guy
Yes.
was not great either.
No, I think the only people they needed were Gi-hun, because they had to have him in it, because he's still there at the end. Then focus on the 3, the older lady, the pregnant lady, and the trans lady.
Yeah.
That's all you needed.
Yeah.
Like the whole season could have focused on the 3 of them surviving the games. Gi-hun's just there.
I think it should have been. It would have made it better. But then you get a couple of others as well. Like you get Min-soo, who kind of gets to a point in the season towards the end where the show seems to think he's completed his arc and he's gone absolutely nowhere.
No, he
really
has gone nowhere.
confusing.
He keeps hearing the voice of Thanos and the voice of the other guy mocking him. And then it's like the music makes you feel like he's having a character arc, but he's absolutely not.
No. And there's a few of those in the show as well where the music is telling you like, oh, look at this arc that we've completed, full circle, and you're like, wait, what?
Like what? But this character is still the same as they were, and they've not done anything. I also didn't particularly like the detective sidekick who breaks into the house and things like that.
Yeah.
I thought he was not great at acting.
No.
I thought that whole plot, to be honest, was so drawn out.
It was,
Every episode, it was just, and here's Jun Ho still looking for the island. And the captain is evil, but that doesn't really matter. It's just so that we can extend his search.
Yeah. And then there's another, like, the fourth subplot, which is again utterly pointless, where you think there's a really cool thing because you're like, oh, we're going to get a look behind the scenes and one of the guards is a character. Again, goes nowhere, means nothing.
She's not
to
really
anything.
a character, no.
Just every now and then they run out of ideas and they're like, right, let's show what
Yes.
she's doing, and she's not doing anything.
No, it doesn't feel like a final season. It feels like they're setting up so many new characters, new plots that are going to extend outwards. But then because it is the final season,
They all just
they don't
end.
go anywhere. They all just end abruptly. I just thought overall it was a real letdown. I haven't enjoyed it particularly since season 1. We watched season 3 because we were like, it's final season. We've watched the other 2. We might as well. I don't think this is a show that needed further seasons.
No, I think one season was enough, and if you're going to do more, I think you need to separate them entirely and just say, look, here's a new Squid Game with entirely new characters. Like this games that they showed us in season 2 and 3 of Squid Game without Gi-hun is a better show.
Yes.
Like 100% a better show.
New
than-
games,
yeah.
new people, still trying to fight the system. You can still keep the kind of idea that it's impossible to break through the system. And it's an anthology series almost. And that would have been way more interesting and had a lot more legs in it than trying to continue Gi-hun's story.
I won't go on too much longer either, but there's obviously the return of the VIPs, and for some reason they're dubbed. The actors are speaking English, but are dubbed over by different English people. And
It's awful.
So distracting and so weird.
Yeah. The VIPs are the worst thing about every
I
season.
don't know why they decided to bring them back.
But this season, it's just so bad. I was just really disappointed with it, to be honest. I gave it a 4 out of 10, which, again, thinking about it now, is probably a bit too generous. But at the time, I kind of enjoyed watching it in places. I enjoyed watching the games. The games were fun.
Yeah, so this might have taken a hit in my ratings because I didn't rate it at the time because it was a TV show. I wasn't prepared to do that. So I rated it before this video. I've given it a 2. There is a baby in this series.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even touch on that.
They decide that the baby's a player, but only in moments where it benefits the plot. Sometimes it's got a number. Sometimes it's fair. It's
not.
all about being fair. Except
Yeah.
it's not. It's just all over the place. None of it makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's another thing they wrote themselves into a corner with, is as soon as the baby is born,
Yeah.
there's just a baby in Squid Game now.
Yeah.
What do you do with that? And it doesn't add much at all
No.
beyond being kind of artificially raised stakes because no one wants to see a baby get hurt. But yeah, just a disappointing season overall. I gave it a 4, you gave it a 2.
Yeah. 6 out of 20.
The next film we watched in July was Borderline. An obsessed fan takes a singer and her closest friends hostage in her home as he prepares for their wedding. There's not an awful lot more I can say about this film because I think you just need to watch it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I mean, that is the base summary of the plot. This is like a home invasion horror thriller, but with a lot of fun. A lot of
Yes.
This movie is made to just like have a good time with. I think and it really comes across. It's a good film.
It is a good film. I really liked everything about it, really. The editing, the soundtrack, the cinematography, the locations. Ray Nicholson and Samara Weaving are both fantastic in this film. And I think what I like most about their performances is that they're 2 actors performing in 2 very different films, but it works because that's kind of the point. That's the plot.
Yeah, you get this sometimes with movies where you get this feel like one actor is, like performing in one way and then another actor is performing in a different way. And it just really clashes and takes you out.
Yeah.
In this, for some reason, I think it's Ray Nicholson.
Yeah.
Is just such a natural at playing this role, which I don't know what it says about him as a person, but it just is so good. Him and he's got a little sidekick, Penny, played by Alba Baptista, or Baptiste. Apologies. And they're both kind of in this other film together, and I think that probably helps as well that you've got more than one character in the other movie.
Yeah, without spoiling it too much, Ray Nicholson and Alba Baptiste are in a rom-com.
Yeah.
And Samara Weaving and everyone else are in a horror film.
Yeah.
And it works so well because that's literally the point of the film. I don't want to say too much about it because I really just think you should watch it. It's a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Really? Yeah, that high? Oh, wow. So I didn't quite go that high with it. I gave this movie a 7 out of 10. It's really good. It's a great watch. Yeah, when you do have access to it, definitely check it out. Really good movie. I gave it a 7. You gave it a 9. 16 out of 20. Next up on things we watched in July is I Know What You Did Last Summer. And yes, you too know what they did last summer. 5 friends accidentally cause a death. By this time, they kind of don't, which is strange. And then they cover up their involvement for some reason because I'm not sure they're involved. And are stalked a year later by a mysterious killer who knows what they did last summer. This movie
Sucks.
That was unrehearsed, unplanned, but there we go. This movie sucks. You know who the killer is.
Yeah, it's really
after about
predictable.
15 minutes because one of the characters tells you. I am absolutely convinced, like beyond reason, that they accidentally cut a scene from this movie in post where a character meets other characters because the character references something or like says something as they die, and they've only met 2 characters prior to this happening, so you immediately know who it is,
and you know it's not one of them. So you know straight away. I don't know if that's an editing problem, a poor writing problem. I don't know. Maybe they wanted you to know straight away who it was, but I don't know why they would want to make their movie so predictable. We knew straight away. The first time one of the characters is shown on screen, we looked at each other and went, it's them.
That's that one.
And then as soon as the person who dies unmasks Billy Blue, or the fisherman.
The fisherman,
The fisherman.
It's off camera.
Yeah, it's off camera. They unmask him and they go, oh, it's you. And we were like, well...
she only knows who one person is.
Well, it must be this person then.
And then,
cool.
Like skip to the end. It was.
It was them. So predictable, boring.
Oh, boring.
It wasn't fun. There was no in the original. They're solving a mystery about who is the fisherman, who's Billy Blue, what's going on, who knows what they did last summer. In this one, there's a scene where they go to a church, but other than that, they're not really actively trying to solve the mystery. They're just sitting around complaining to each other.
Yeah, they kind of just let it solve itself around them.
Yeah, it resolves because the plot needs it to and the film is ending. There's nowhere else this film can go.
No.
So the killer reveals themselves out of the blue.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We won't reveal who the killers are, but as soon as you watch this film, you're going to know straight away who they are. Trust
You are,
me.
yeah. One of them's going to tell you. So you're all right.
Yeah, I would 100% skip this film, which is such a shame because I was really excited for it. I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Gave it a 5. Wow. What words that you said made it a 5?
I don't tend to give films less than a 5 unless they are shockingly bad. My 0 to 5 is very empty. Films are either 0, they're 5, and then it gets more nuanced.
Okay, fair enough. I thought this was shockingly bad, and I gave it a 3.
Yeah, fair. That makes more sense, to be honest, on a normal person's scale.
3, and you gave it a 5. This is
Yeah.
an 8 out of 20. It's not even a badly respectable score. Before we move on to the next one proper, in between these two movies, I watched Jason X. I gave it an 8 out of 10. It was very fun, but everyone knows that already.
I fell asleep. The last thing that we watched together was Together.
Hey.
Hey.
See what he did there?
A couple on the verge of breaking up moves to the isolated countryside. After an accident on a hiking trip, they face terrible consequences after drinking from a mysterious reservoir.
Ooh.
I didn't enjoy this as much as I thought I was going to.
Oh.
The trailer, I was so excited. The trailer looked fantastic. I love Dave Franco, love Alison Brie. I just thought it was good. That's not to say I didn't like it. I really liked this film. I just thought this was going to be the first 10 of the year.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't. I don't mind body horror. That didn't turn me off. I like body horror. I can't handle it very well, but that doesn't stop me from enjoying it. So I rated The Substance really high. I would say The Substance is way worse than this film, and I've still rated that highly. So it's not the body horror that turned me off. I just thought there were a few bits where it was just I switched off. I just didn't, the whole thing didn't capture me. The bits that captured me, I was hooked, I was in. The bits that didn't capture me, I was just thinking, if I go to bed now, I'll get so many hours sleep. Maybe we'll have this for dinner tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Like the whole thing didn't capture me.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fair enough. I loved this movie. I thought this movie was fantastic. I was super excited for it, and it kind of lived up to every expectation that I had. The one downside I would give it, I think there were a couple of bits, like you're saying, where I wasn't quite as invested as I was through most of it. And unfortunately, I think a lot of that came at the end.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of the ending. And obviously, it's such an important part of a film.
Yes, of course.
But getting there, I enjoyed so much. Dave Franco and Alison Brie, obviously being a real life couple, have chemistry for days.
Yeah.
And this movie like fed off that chemistry to such an extent that you really kind of everything felt like more weird and or more disgusting or more like visceral, because you could just feel they were real.
It
they
was
felt
like
real.
watching a documentary rather than a film. And yes, I agree. The ending, I think, was the letdown for me. I think it over explains a little bit. I like some mystery to my horror. I don't want everything explained to me in my horror.
Yeah.
And it felt almost like the explanation, the resolution was from an entirely different film.
Yeah.
It didn't fit with what we just watched. I was quite happy watching like this, my gross little body horror film. I don't need to know why. It felt like it took a turn into a different film at the end. The actors in it, well, I say the actors, I've gone through Dave Franco, gone for Alison Brie. The maybe one other actor in it is really good.
Yeah.
But and he does a great job with it. But it just kind of, the ending fell a bit flat for me. But what I will say about this film is it's quite clever. There are a few moments throughout this where I had thoughts to myself that felt disconnected. But when the end came, I was like, oh, that was actually kind of foreshadowing. Like, I don't want to say what they are because I don't want to spoil the end of the film for you.
Yeah.
But there are some moments that are really cleverly foreshadowed throughout the movie that it is enjoyable. I did really like it. However much I keep going on about how I was kind of bored in some places and I didn't like the ending, I did really like this movie and I would recommend it.
Yeah, and I think this is kind of coming on from there. I think this is a movie that will be really good on a second watch.
I think so as well, because I picked up on a couple things and I think there's way more you can pick up on. I just would have liked it to be slightly either more straight body horror or folk horror.
Yeah.
One or the other. It kind of tried to do a bit of both and it didn't stick the landing on the folk horror for me.
Yeah.
and I love folk horror.
Yeah.
So I
that's
think
fair.
it not sticking the landing on the folk horror aspect put it down slightly for me.
Yeah. Back into the ending as well. I don't know if it was like misleading. It wasn't the end that I didn't like. It was like the bit before it, the little
Yeah.
twisty reveal, which I know is your folk horror that you're going
Yes.
on to. That part of it, I wasn't particularly. I liked the end. I could have done with them kind of clipping the end and bringing it
Yeah.
10 to 15 minutes earlier on, and then
Yeah.
just us kind of finishing there. And I think that would have just
I
really
think so
sealed
as
the deal on
well.
this movie.
Because the film is exploring relationships, codependency, kind of toxic relationships. And I think the resolution and the meaning should have drawn from that rather than from being what it is, a totally separate thing
Yeah.
that they just happen to stumble across because they've moved here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall, despite what I've just said, I really enjoyed this film and I will watch it again. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Okay. I gave this a 9
Yeah,
out of
fair.
10.
That is 17 out of 20. So that's our highest rated film from this month. Disappointingly, Bring Her Back is not in this video because we still haven't seen it.
No, haven't managed to get there.
The last time we were meant to go and see it and I wasn't feeling well and we have not been able to rearrange. So we still haven't seen it.
But we will.
We will. Maybe it'll be in the August one.
Maybe.
Some honourable mentions of TV shows that we have started this month but have not finished. The first one is we've started the first season of Hannibal, which I've seen before, but Sam
I
hasn't.
have not.
So I guess it's more interesting to hear your point of view on this.
I'm really enjoying it. I struggle with TV quite a lot. I haven't for a long time been able to really like sit and get engrossed in a TV series. I drift in and out. I think that just like all them episodes is just a bit too much commitment for me. But yeah, this one's kind of keeping me. Like I am on my phone and I'm kind of
Yeah.
like doing stuff to the side, but I'm enjoying it. I can totally see the director's design.
And the next one is Hell Motel, which we've only watched a few episodes of because we were watching Hell Motel at the same time as Hannibal, but I really struggled to watch 2 series at the same time and we'd got further through Hannibal. So we continued with Hannibal and we'll come back to Hell Motel.
Yeah, so we've taken a break, but I was enjoying it.
I was enjoying it as
I
well.
was enjoying trying to work out who it was going to be.
Yeah, so
The
we're
mystery.
only a few episodes in. Current theories are, can't remember character names,
Nope.
the actress or the professor.
Yeah,
That's
those are our two.
predictions.
Yeah, so far there's been a couple of kills which have been pretty nice as well. Like
Yeah.
some pretty cool ones. We had a scene in a sauna which is pretty gnarly. There's some bubbles and some boils.
Yes. But yeah, when we finish it, we'll add it onto the list proper like. But for now, we just sort of give them honourable mentions. So thank you for watching the July 2025 review.
Yeah, like the video. Subscribe to the channel for more. Hit that notification bell so you know when our next video goes live. We will have more of these every month. We do little look aheads and we play some little quizzes. Lots of fun coming up on the channel. But again, thank you for watching and until next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.